Now I'm here in the orchard with Dave, and it's 2 months since we showed you the Marcots that Dave had been doing. And we're back here today to show you picking these Marcots. And if you have a close look, you can see the roots have formed into these plastic bags, and you can actually see that they're ready to pick. So this is why Dave chooses to use the clear plastic bags, because he knows exactly when his Marcots are ready. So as you can see, they're ready to go, and then we'll show you what to do after you've taken them off the tree. So Dave, where do you make the cut when you're taking this off? Do you want me to hold that for you?
Yeah, right about fairly close to the bottom of the tree.
So right at the base of where that bag is.
You can either use the big shears like this, or secateurs, a good set of secateurs will do the same thing.
Yep, so just make sure that you've got a nice sharp tool.
Yeah.
And there you go, so you can see that these are now ready to pot up. So we're back here with Dave's beautiful Marcots in the potting shed. Now Dave, what is the next step for these Marcots?
Well, as you can see, this is an ideal time to take the roots out, because you don't want the roots to become such a root ball, and when you put them in the pot, they'll just sort of sit there. This is really ideal when you cut the roots, the bag and the string. The roots will be just sort of hanging there, and then in no time they'll just fill the pot. So we're going to be putting them into these pots here.
So you don't want them to be root bound in the plastic bag where they're going to stay in that form. You actually want the roots, you want the bag to have a little bit of give, and you want the roots to be actively growing. So you can see these are beautiful white growing roots.
Yes.
It's a perfect time to pick your Marcot.
It is, exactly.
Okay, so what are you going to do? Do you need to prune it back at all? Do you need to do anything to the plant before you pot it up?
Well, this one here is not too bad. You could possibly sort of trim maybe the top of that one out, but otherwise that doesn't look too bad the way it is. This one here, you can see it's not really balanced that good, so I'd probably just trim a couple of those bits off there. And I mean, with lychee Marcots, yeah, it's not the same as growing a cutting or a seedling where it sort of grows out nice form. Marcots, you just sort of have to get what you can get, but within a couple of years you won't know the difference. It'll just be a beautiful tree. But this one here, as you can see, it just hasn't got any form.
It's forked at the base, isn't it? So
yes.
Do you choose one of those to go with?
Yes, it's very forked.
Yes.
So what I'd probably do with this one, I'll cut that one off. And as you can see, it looks like it's got a lot more form.
So selecting the limb with the best shape. So what you're trying to get is just a simple base limb structure to start with.
Yeah. And
take off any excess new growth, just reduce a little bit of the foliage stress on the plant. Beautiful. So they're ready to unwrap.
So now we'll unwrap them. So just get a nice sharp knife and just cut the string. Just unwrap it, just like you are with a present.
I think this is the best kind of present, Dave.
I wouldn't try and tickle the roots up, because that's perfect.
Yep.
The way it is. So
it's ready to pot. All right,
you want to choose your pot. So that one's probably a good pot. This is a lychee, so it's really important to label our trees so we don't get them mixed up. So there's different varieties of lychees, so we just put a label on there so it identifies what sort of tree it is.
So here are our beautiful lychee Marcots. And the difference between having a nursery situation of growing them and growing them at home is quite different. And this final step is going to be quite challenging for you in your home. So here at the nursery, we have a fogger machine which has just come on, and this actually creates a really humid environment. And we're in our hot propagation house. So we have concrete heated benches, and overnight we have hot water that runs through these benches, heats up the concrete, which retains that heat throughout the day, and it releases this underfloor heating to our plants. So in this way we can have a warm tropical environment throughout the year, and even on a frosty morning of 0 degrees, this is going to be a really warm and humid environment. So we can keep our lychees growing throughout the year, and we can get these precious roots growing into these pots. We don't set them back. So if you're doing this at home, you'll need to try and replicate this sort of situation. So keep your Marcots in a really warm, protected, humid environment, and if possible, give them a really warm underfloor heating. So you can buy heated mats, and that'll give you a really good start to your plant, and you'll be growing your beautiful own homegrown lychees.